Am I just a bucket? What a douchebag. Come on. Here.
I'm sorry, what?
I like stuff.
Hello!
Hi, Hillary.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to episode 2 of I Like Stuff.
Hopefully you enjoyed episode 1.
You know, some people thought episode 2 would never happen.
Well, we showed them.
We sure did. Sticking it to the man. So I'm going to enjoy this delicious hard-boiled egg while we...
Thanks for picking such a fragrant snack for today.
You're welcome.
I was courteous enough to eat a granola bar, but...
Well, you know what? I needed a little protein to get me through this episode.
Nothing wrong with that.
So here we go. For those of you who may not have heard episode 1, this is just a podcast that Diane and I put together just to feel like we're doing stuff.
Because we like stuff.
We like stuff, talking about stuff. And that's what we're going to do today. It's called Douchebag Moment of the Day. Douchebag Moment of the Day. The public transit edition. Huh? It's gonna be good. I have a feeling that some people out there will have some stuff to say about this. It could be because people are so angry with public transit, but like as soon as they step onto public transit or into a public transit station, they just turn into a gigantic douchebag.
More, yeah. I often wonder, like, are you like this all the time?
I know.
Are you married? Do you have kids? Do you treat your
Sorry,
children?
are you always this inconsiderate or just today?
It's true. I've never thought of it that way, though. Like, maybe it is derivative of people's
feelings towards public
hostility.
transit.
Yeah. Like, I'm going to put my bag on this chair because I'm just going to stick it to the man right now.
Well, here's what I hate about people on public transit. It's like, if you're getting on the subway and like you hear the doorbells chime, and there's like people behind you and you're like rushing onto the train, if you rush into the doors and stop, you're a douchebag. Like, it's like, you know there's people behind you. Keep going, jerk. It's like,
oh, I made it. Thank God.
Yeah, thank God I made it. Too bad about all the other suckers behind me.
I make a conscious effort, even when it's not rush hour, to like get in and move in.
Mm-hmm.
You know, even though we all know we love to lean against the little plexiglass.
And also, it's like if you're at the door, you're like, you know you're not gonna have to fight your way off of it.
Exactly.
Which is good, but like
safe
still.
zone.
Yeah, I know. It makes me crazy. Here's another thing I hate. Is that if you're on a packed subway, streetcar, bus, whatever, and somebody doesn't take their backpack off, it's like...
ignorant.
It makes me want to punch them in the face.
How do you not realize that you're taking up the space of two human beings standing because there's like this giant width on your back?
Yeah, that you can't feel. So it's like every time you turn, you're bashing it into the other people, but you can't feel it because it's not your actual back.
Oh my gosh. And you know they're just like playing oblivious on purpose because they've got their, you know, it's like, I don't enjoy someone's arm up against my butt either.
Yeah.
But you gotta squish it, like squish up.
Yeah.
Another one, the knapsack on the seat.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not an uncourteous person. I just didn't realize that anyone else wanted to sit here.
That's the thing. It's like if it's like an empty subway or something, I'll put my bag beside me. But like as soon as it starts to fill up, I put my bag on my lap.
Put it on your lap.
The other thing that makes me crazy is when you're on the subway and it's at like a particularly busy like interchange stop. And so the doors open and people are fully standing all the way across the door. And I'm like, I gotta get out, jerk, so you can get in. And like, actually, lately I have taken to yelling, let me out! like literally, I was with my mom a couple days ago and people leave like a millimeter of room. And I was like, and I literally looked at this guy, I was like, you gotta let me off.
Like, no one can get on until everybody gets off.
It's like, you're gonna let me off? No?
And it's like,
stand there like a big tree?
In their defense, yes, sometimes the doors start to close, like literally as soon as people get off because they are not running on time or they need to go, but it's just, it's a huge problem, and I feel like the more it's not a very pleasant experience, the less people are going to want to be, you know, environmentally conscious or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, if you got any beefs with your public transit system, like, let's talk about it.
Yeah. You can email us. We'll give you the email address at the end of the show.
All right.
Well, now that we're nice and depressed about the state of public transit, should we talk about what happened to you this week?
What happened? What happened? What happened to you this week?
All right. You have a pretty good what happened to you this week.
I do have a great one. Well, we had a holiday party at my night job. Sounds so suggestive.
Where Diane's a hooker.
No, I assure you, it's a perfectly respectable night job.
Yeah.
And I won a raffle prize, which I never win.
I know. But like,
I can't even tell you.
Okay, I was there too because I also work there. And but like, we were at a table and like 5 people from our table won. I was not one of them because I am the least lucky person on the face of the planet.
But that's the thing, and I told you that day and I wanted to share it again. Like, I put out some good vibes, and I feel like it was returned to me.
So are you saying that I put out bad vibes?
You did. There was a specific moment when you were like, never win, and you threw down your little ticket.
I was kidding. I wasn't actually upset about it.
And I was like, no, I'm gonna believe, like, despite my past of grade 1 bingo and all that stuff that I just was never good enough for, I put it out there. And so I won a 5 CD compilation pack of the best of Jazz Manoche.
Jazz Manoche.
It's spelled best of Jazz Manouche. Now, I've never heard of this band, this group, and I've never heard...
We don't even know anything about them. Like, is it a person? Is Jazz Manoche a person, or is Jazz Manoche... Look, it's not even the same artist on everything.
That's what I'm just realizing. I think it means
it's a type of jazz?
A
jazz mix.
I think that's what it is.
All right. So which one should we listen to? Let's listen to Walk on the Wild Side.
All right.
By Pink Turtle.
All right.
Okay, so here we go. This is the first time we're hearing this and the first time that you're hearing this.
So let's see.
Let's hear it.
Oh, my.
Oh, it's delightful.
Kind of makes you feel like I'm in...
Old-timey, like an old-timey bar.
Oh, Hollywood.
Holly came from Miami, FLA.
This is great.
Hitchhiked her way across the USA. Plugged her eyebrows on the way. Shaved her legs and handy with a she. She says, hey, babe, take a walk on the wild side.
Hey, that's enjoyable.
Said, hey, honey, take a walk on the wild side.
Okay, so Walk on the Wild Side, so far so good.
I like it. This is Zinedine Tzangana by Les Droits de l'Homme. That's French.
Yeah, but I don't think that's French.
Oh.
Wait, that's the same one. Double click on that.
That's okay.
I like it already.
This one's different.
This is awesome. Super cool.
Wow.
It's interesting because, like, the front of the CD has, like, a guitar on it. So maybe it has something... Jazz Manoche means something about, like...
The guitar?
Guitar.
Yeah, we're just gonna fade on that one.
I love it.
There's also another song by Les Droits de l'Homme called Blue Skies on CD3.
Oh, delightful.
Because it is a 5 CD compilation.
That is going to take you quite a while to get through all of that.
As aforementioned. Well, I'm pleased,
Way to go.
New year, new soundtrack to my life.
Totally. I could see you walking down the street to that.
You didn't win anything.
I didn't win anything.
You've got no soundtrack to your life.
That's right. The soundtrack to my life is just people crying.
Oh, hell.
I'm just kidding. I'm only sort of kidding.
Crying's good. I don't care what anyone says.
I don't think anyone's saying crying is bad. I don't think anyone is saying that.
Did anything happen to you this week?
Well, what happened to you this week? This didn't happen to me, but this is what I did this week.
Tell me.
I'm in the middle of a giant purge.
Yes.
And clean and reorganize in my life and in my room. Mainly in my room. But I feel it's good. It's like an emotional experience, you know, because it's like you have to be sort of ruthless, and it's just like, I don't wear this. It's just taking up room and taking up space where I could put something useful. So I'm getting rid of it. And I think that that's sort of like good motto to have about everything in your life, you know, like about emotional baggage.
If it's not useful.
If it's not useful, it's just taking up space. It's like, get rid of it. And that's way easier said than done. It's even way easier said than done when we're just talking about, like, material crap in your room. Because it's like, I have a problem getting rid of shirts because I'll be like, oh, I remember when I got this. I was dating so-and-so. You know, it's like, it's funny. It's so crazy. It's like, that doesn't make that relationship any different if I throw out this stupid shirt, you know?
But it's somehow a little bit more final, you know? It's somehow a little bit more over.
Yeah.
With me, I don't think it's so much the looking back on memories, it's the, I don't know when I might need this.
I'm like that too.
This little blue tank top.
I know.
Like the shelf bra.
It's like, what if I do a show? What if I'm doing a show and somebody's like, okay, we need to wear blue tank tops. You're like, son of a bitch, I just threw it out.
And you end up rifling through the thrift store.
I know, and then you're like,
you find yours.
You find yours and pay for it again.
Just to set the universe right the way it should.
I know, it's true. I'm like, oh, I might need this little bit of...
I have that thought, but then I just let it go.
You gotta let it go. And I actually found myself doing that. So I was doing that, and also I built myself a closet, which I showed Diane, which is pretty impressive.
Maybe include some pictures of that.
I don't know if that's maybe too personal.
I love it.
Yeah, I'm so proud. I built myself a closet, but I did slip while I was making the closet, and I think broke my toe, which I never told you about. Yeah, I think I broke a toe. So, you know, but the closet is built.
The closet is good.
And the toe will heal.
Oh.
So, it's all good.
Poor him.
So that's what I did this week, and that's what Diane did this week. And that was what happened to you this week.
What's next?
Oh, next is a great section. Again, bring it back, this section from last week, called, Huh? What just happened? I don't know. It makes me scrunch up my face and go, Huh? I love that.
God, we're so talented.
It's a little bit scary and not fair to other people.
I know.
We're so humble too. You know, I think out of all of the things I like about us, it's our humility that really makes me proud.
Yeah.
All right. So, in this week's we're talking about, okay, folks, we're talking about a serious subject here.
So serious.
This is a big problem, and we don't understand it.
Yep.
And we're going to discuss it now, and if you have any thoughts on it, we'd like to hear from you. Door close buttons on elevators.
There's the door open, there's the door closed.
Why are they there? They don't work ever.
Nope.
It's like you have to, you just stand there pressing it until the door closes at the time that the door would have closed before.
It's already timed, yeah, most of them. Because, think about it, realistically, an elevator, you know.
Yeah.
Are you going to put the power of opening and closing the doors in whoever?
In the hands of the dopes who are inside it?
Obviously not.
But, like, for real, it's like you get on, you're pressing door close, it doesn't close, you keep pressing it, and then finally it closes. But it's like, it would have closed at the same time if I hadn't pressed door close.
Yeah.
So why put those buttons there if they're completely powerless? I don't get it. Like, the door open button works. Like, if it's closing and someone's like, hold the elevator, and you press the button, they open. But the door close button?
Never works.
Doesn't work ever.
Nope.
I don't even think it's connected to anything inside.
Maybe it's just a mental thing, or like that whole idea of symmetry. So the arrows go one way for the open, and then they
I guess
put a button there.
It's just a button that's connected to like a video camera where the people on the other end just laugh at you. It was like, look at those suckers pressing that button.
I like it.
It's true. What's that about? What's that about, people? If you've used a door close button that actually works, we'd like to hear from you.
Yeah.
Because we don't think it exists.
Nope.
All right. That brings us to our last segment of the day.
Which is...
Tidbit of information. All right. Tidbit of information. Again, if you didn't listen to last week's episode, this is a timbit of information, not a tidbit, because I was once asked, while being reviewed for a show, if I could give them a timbit of information about a next project I was working on. So we thought that was funny. And we also found it a good excuse for us to eat timbits.
Mine's a chocolate.
Chocolate, that's what I had last week.
I know.
I've gone with the my favorite timbit, actually, which is the chocolate timbit with the white coconut on the outside.
Oh, that's a new one.
It's not new, it's just they don't always have it.
No.
I have to say I like your choice this week much better than your choice from the last episode, which you chose, what was it, the honey cruller or something?
The honey cruller is delightful.
No, they're wet and airy, and it's like, I don't like either.
But you know I like textures. I just like it.
Ugh,
tapioca.
I like tapioca too, but
whatever
the honey cruller doesn't do it for me.
Well, what is our little tidbit?
Here it goes. So when you flip a coin, you say, let's flip a coin about something. I don't know why I'm explaining that to you like you've never heard of it.
Well, I am quite a bit younger than you.
That's
right. It could have been something
it
that
could have
happened
been something
in your era.
The kids were doing back in my day. So when you flip a penny.
A penny?
A penny. Which is
had to be a quarter.
No.
Heads or tails? Like, you can't do that with a penny.
Well, it's like...
Heads or leaf?
Heads or leaf tail.
Okay.
Okay, fine. Whatever.
My wallet always has quarters in it.
Oh, excuse me, big roller. This is a high rolling quarter keeper. Okay, right, fine.
Back to the point.
When you flip a penny, if you flip a penny, which we won't be able to do that like 5 years from now, like kids.
No kidding. They'll be
like, what's a penny? How old are you? Anyway, when you flip a penny, it is more likely to land on tails because the head side is slightly heavier.
Huh. Is that true for quarters as well, or only pennies?
I cannot confirm whether that's true for quarters as well.
We can neither confirm nor deny.
But it's more likely. I read a statistic that it was like, I can't remember. It was like a certain percentage, like more, that it will land on tails because the head side is a bit heavier, so it will go down.
I like it.
You're welcome.
It's free information for your life here, so
you're
if you're doing any important bets or anything,
go with tails.
Go with the tails.
All right.
Do we have time for a little horoscope?
Yeah, you want to do a horoscope?
I would love to do a horoscope.
This is a new one. We didn't do this last episode.
Well, then, let's do
horoscopes. All right, here we go. Okay. Sorry, just let me get my phone that I will not
name. You got an app for horoscopes?
I will not name the brand. I do. I got a new app. Well, I guess we don't need to name the brand.
It's an Android app. Totally.
Okay, what are you again, a Scorpio?
Yeah.
Did you have to think about that for a second? Okay, you ready?
Yep, read it.
Scorpio, you certainly aren't someone who could be considered a doormat. You don't lie down and let others walk on you. You don't think it's okay for someone to take advantage of you. But even so, you aren't much of a fighter. You will defend yourself when you have to, but you aren't one to stir up trouble in the name of justice. You would much rather walk away than deal with it. Right now, though, your voice may be the only voice that can speak up for a certain injustice. This injustice may affect you eventually, even though it may not seem that way right now. Do what you can to confront the issue and conquer it. You'll be happy that you did.
Whoa.
What do you think about that? Is there some injustice that you need to take care of?
I think, yeah. Well.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, injustice is a heavy word, but just... Yeah. I think I'm very much on a kick this year to be like, you are the cause of your problems, but you're also your solution. And I'm quoting George our good Harrison? Friend. No, I'm quoting Melissa McCarthy from Bridesmaids.
Oh, perfect.
When she slaps around Kristen Wiig. And that's a hard thing to take, because I don't know, I take a lot of comfort in being like, bad things happen to good people, and what can you do? And this is the hand I was dealt. But sometimes you got to man up a little bit and realize that you probably are more powerful than you think.
For real.
So I'm gonna.
Well, that's a great little horoscope for you.
Would you like me to read yours?
Sure. Excellent. There it is. I pulled it up for you.
All right.
Lay it on
Ms. Leo.
Yep.
Leo the Lion.
That's me.
You have a great idea, Leo. You may have initially been quite excited about it, especially if it was something you believed could bring you greater financial abundance. But you may be having trouble justifying it or even explaining it to other people. This difficulty in communicating what's so special about your idea may have you feeling that it isn't all that valid, but it is. Just because it isn't fully formed in your mind or you haven't figured out the mechanics of it well enough to explain it doesn't mean you shouldn't pursue it. Keep the flame of enthusiasm alive.
Wow.
I love it!
Horoscopes are a weird thing. Are they just that generic that it's like anybody could be like, I did have a great idea.
Right.
But, alright, well, I'll try to keep the enthusiasm alive. Thanks, horoscope. Thanks, daily horoscope.
Excellent.
That's great. Well, I think that's it for us this week.
That's it for us this week.
Yeah. It was,
It's been fun.
So we hope that you guys enjoyed this. Now, if you have anything to say about anything that you heard on today's program, or if you'd like to
bash us, complain,
really, if you'd like to hate on us
now,
if you're like, you two are the worst,
who do they think they are?
We'd like to hear about that as well. Or if you have some things you'd like to hear us talk about, please, any of those things or more, email us in if you got something to say. Our email address is giveupyourstuff@gmail.com. That's all one word, giveupyourstuff @gmail.com.
And it is your stuff, not like your.
Not like yo stuff. Give up yo stuff.
Or your stuff like you are.
No.
We don't do that. We encourage correct spelling and grammar.
Yeah, so give up your stuff @gmail.com.
Thanks!
That's it. We hope to hear from you. Thanks for listening. As always, thanks, Mom, Diane's sister. Elizabeth, thanks for listening.
Bye-bye.
Ciao.
You want to stop there.
Uh-oh.
Make it straight.
Douchebag. Come on.
I'm sorry, what? I like stuff.